Nobody searches for this video on a good day. If you're watching right now, either you're preparing your family for something you know is coming, or it already happened, and you're sitting in the hardest week of your life trying to figure out what needs to be done. Either way, I'm going to keep this calm, in order, and free of anything you don't need. Because here's the truth about the first 30 days after a senior passes: the family is grieving, and the paperwork does not care. And in those 30 days, ordinary, loving families make a small number of very expensive mistakes, including one involving a single bank deposit that quietly turns grief into a debt letter from the federal government a few weeks later. That one is step 2. And if you only remember one thing from this video, it will be that. 5 steps, in the order they should happen. And stay to the end, because after step 5, I'll give you 2 things almost no family knows they can claim. One of them is money that gets left behind constantly. Let's take care of your family. One quick line on who's talking. This channel reads the official Social Security and Medicare rules and translates them into plain English. I'm not selling anything, and every rule in this video comes straight from the official playbook. Here we go. Step 1. In the first few days, make sure Social Security actually knows. In most cases, the funeral home reports the death to Social Security for you. They'll ask for the Social Security number, and that's why. But here's what families miss. Assuming it happened is not the same as knowing it happened. If that report slips through the cracks, payments keep arriving, and every one of those payments becomes a problem later. So verify it yourself. And note this, because it surprises people. You cannot report a death to Social Security online. It's the phone, 1-800-772-1213, or the local office. One call. Say, I'm calling to confirm the death of my mother has been reported, and to ask what happens next. That second half of the sentence matters, because it makes them walk you through survivor steps while you're already on the line. 1 call, 2 jobs done. Step 2. And this is the one that catches good families every single time. Do not touch the next deposit. Here's the rule nobody explains at the funeral. Social Security pays 1 month behind. The deposit that arrives in August is actually the payment for July. And the law says a person must live the entire month to be owed that month's benefit. So if your father passes away in July, even on July 31st, he was not owed for July, which means the deposit that lands in August has to go back. All of it. It doesn't matter that his name is on the account. It doesn't matter that the funeral cost $12,000. That money is not the family's to spend. Let me put a face on what happens when nobody knows this. I'll call her Ruth. She buried her husband the first week of June, and when his usual deposit arrived, she used it. For the funeral, of course. 8 weeks later, a letter arrived from the Social Security Administration saying she owed that money back. In the worst summer of her life, Ruth became a debt case. Not because she did anything dishonest, because nobody told her the 1 month behind rule. So here's exactly what you do. If a deposit arrives after the death, leave it alone. In most cases, Social Security will pull the direct deposit back from the bank automatically. Let them. If a paper check arrives, don't cash it. Send it back. And know the flip side too, because it's fair. Any payment that arrived before the month of death is rightfully kept. The line is simple. The month they passed is a month the system doesn't pay for. Leave that one deposit untouched, and this entire problem never exists. Step 3. In the first 2 weeks, apply for what the family is owed, because none of it is automatic. This is the step where the money flows the other direction, toward you, but only if someone asks. First, survivor benefits. A widow or widower may be entitled to up to 100% of what their spouse was receiving, and if that's more than their own check, they can switch to the higher one. Social Security will not hunt down the higher number for you. On that same phone call from step 1, say this sentence: I'd like to apply for survivor benefits, and I want you to compare my own benefit to my survivor benefit and put me on whichever is higher. Word for word. That single sentence has raised widows' monthly income by hundreds of dollars. Second, the lump sum death payment. It's $255, a number frozen in time since the 1950s. And no, it doesn't bury anyone anymore, but it's owed, usually to the surviving spouse. Here's the catch. It must be claimed, generally within 2 years, and every year, families simply never ask, and it quietly evaporates. Small check. 1 sentence to claim it. I'd also like to file for the lump sum death payment. Done. Step 4. In the first week, while you're at the funeral home, order more death certificates than you think you need. 10 certified copies is the right number for most families. Some need more. Here's why. The bank wants an original. Each life insurance company wants an original. The pension office wants one. The car title, the house, the investment accounts. Original, original, original. Families who order 2 copies to save money spend the next 3 months reordering them one at a time from the county, slower and pricier, while accounts sit frozen. Order them all at once through the funeral home. It's the cheapest and fastest moment you'll ever have to do it. Step 5. Before the month is out, protect the identity, because the thieves are already reading. 2 ugly truths, said plainly so your family is armed. First, criminals harvest obituaries. They take the name, the dates, the survivors' names, all lovingly printed in the paper, and they open credit in the deceased's name, sometimes for years. The fix takes 1 afternoon. Contact the credit bureaus, send a copy of the death certificate, and ask for a deceased alert on the file, which freezes the credit of someone who will never need credit again. Second, those same obituaries bring phone calls to the widow, someone official sounding. There's an issue with your husband's final benefits, ma'am. We just need to verify the bank account. There's a small processing fee. Lock this in and tell every widow you know. Social Security does not call to set up survivor benefits, and no real agency ever takes payment by gift card or wire transfer. The words "verify your account" from an incoming call end the conversation. She calls them. They never call her. And now the 2 things I promised, the ones almost nobody claims. 1. If the person who passed ever served in the military, stop and call the VA before paying full funeral costs, because veterans can be entitled to burial benefits, a plot, a headstone, and an American flag, and funeral homes don't always volunteer that. And 2, this is the money that gets left behind constantly, forgotten life insurance. Millions of dollars in policies go unclaimed every year because the family simply never knew a policy existed. There is a free tool for exactly this. The Life Insurance Policy Locator, run by the National Association of State Insurance Commissioners. You submit the deceased's information once, and it queries the insurance companies for you. Free. No fee. Ever. Anyone charging to find lost policies is a scammer standing next to a free government tool. So, the list. One more time, in order. 1. Confirm Social Security knows. By phone, not online. 2. Do not touch the deposit that arrives after the death. The system pays 1 month behind, and that money goes back. 3. Apply for survivor benefits with the comparison sentence and claim the $255. 4. 10 death certificates, ordered once, through the funeral home. 5. Deceased alert at the credit bureaus, and no widow ever trusts an incoming call. Plus the VA and the free policy locator. I'll leave you with this. Nobody searches for this video on a good day, which is exactly why it should be sent on one. Share this to your family group chat today, while it's just information, so that on the day it becomes more than information, it's already there, waiting, and your family gets to grieve instead of guess. That's what this channel is for. Take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one.